is Valley News Live at 5.
We're getting a glimpse inside the hotel suite where a gunman went on a shooting rampage in Las Vegas Sunday night, killing 59 people and injuring more than 500 at a country music festival. Police gave an update on the investigation this evening while the shooter's brother spoke out again. Danielle Nottingham has the latest from Las Vegas.
Video taken from Stephen Paddock's hotel suite at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas shows an assault rifle resting on a stand on the floor. Crime scene tape can also be seen across the busted door. Police say Paddock took aim Sunday night from the 32nd floor at a country music festival below.
We have identified all but 3 victims. We still have an active scene at the grounds near Mandalay Bay.
A taxi driver was pulling up at the hotel as the gunfire began. Panicked crowds stampeded into the street, some piling into her car and begging for help.
All right, okay.
On Tuesday, investigators combed through the concert grounds turned crime scene. Dozens of lawn chairs and other personal items remain, left behind as people ran for cover.
He was just shooting so much.
A law enforcement source tells CBS News Paddock recently transferred more than $10,000 to a bank account in the Philippines in recent weeks where his girlfriend Mary Lou Danley has family. His brother Eric says that's typical. Stephen was very wealthy and very generous with people he loved.
That's what people need to understand, the level where some people live. I guess everybody thinks that everybody works at Taco Bell or something.
While investigators try to determine what drove Paddock to commit the largest mass shooting in U.S. history, security experts here in Vegas say attacks like this are hard to predict, so they're hard to prevent.
A guy shooting from the 32nd floor was the last of their worries, and now it'll become a new worry.
Near the scene, balloons and flowers pay tribute to the victims. Dozens remain in critical condition. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Las Vegas.
President Trump on Tuesday called the gunman sick and demented and said we'll be discussing gun laws as time goes by. And we're getting new information about the Minnesota man who couldn't be found after that Las Vegas shooting. The parents of 44-year-old Steve Berger say they received tragic news today that he has died. This afternoon, Steve's mother, Mary Berger, says the coroner's office in Las Vegas confirmed that her son was one of the confirmed deaths. Steve was celebrating his 44th birthday at the country music concert with his roommate and other friends. Steve's roommate called to tell Mary that he saw Steve get shot and had fallen to the ground, but when he tried to help him, he was herded out of the venue. Richard Berger calls the loss of the couple's only son terrible. We're also learning more tonight about the Minot native and University of North Dakota grad who is among the hundreds wounded in that Vegas shooting. In a Facebook post, Andrew Goodmanson's sister says her brother is fighting with his North Dakota strength. He remains in stable condition in the ICU after he had surgery for his wounds. The post goes on to say that she is unsure when his next surgery will be, but thanks everyone for their overwhelming support and prayers. Andrew Goodmanson played football and baseball at UND. Friends and family are showing their support on social media with the hashtag GoodyStrong. Once the clouds moved out, it was a pretty nice day. Not a lot to talk about, unless, Hutch, we want to mention the snow that some people saw today.
Oh, unbelievable. Montana got hit pretty hard, as did the Rocky Mountains of both Wyoming and Colorado. For us, we're enjoying a little break in the precipitation. Moving off to the east is our bands of rain, and anything out to the west starting to dry up while we are enjoying some sunshine here across the valley. It's going to be cold tonight overnight, particularly in parts of western and central South Dakota, where some frost advisories have been hoisted. Temperatures this evening will slip down into the 40s by the time it's bedtime tonight for a chilly night here. But I think we'll see an increase in clouds toward the morning hours, and that should blanket us from getting too cold tonight. Now, we have more chances of rain and some pretty chilly weather ahead. I'll detail you on all of that here in just a few moments.
You know I never like to bring up snow, but it's got to be done.
You just
sometimes.
did it.
That's
yeah,
what I'm
very
saying.
Good. I'm proud of you.
I was forced to. Yeah. Thanks, Hutch.
Uh-huh.
It is every parent's nightmare, the death of their child. It's been 13 years, but a Fargo woman is still grieving. She wants to raise awareness on an issue often spotted on college campuses. Tonight, she shares her story exclusively with Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer.
In 2004, Jason Reinhardt died of alcohol poisoning.
That was on his 21st birthday that he passed away. He had 16 shots.
Jason was participating in power hours. That's when he was trying to drink as much as possible at midnight before the bar closed.
The next day, I tried calling and didn't get any answer on his phone, and the police contacted me, and Jason had died.
Jason joined the fraternity Phi Sigma Kappa his freshman year at Minnesota State University Moorhead. Excessive drinking was a common activity in that fraternity.
I know that they did a lot of drinking, and every weekend I know that they drank a lot.
Just 18 months after Jason's death, Patrick Heisha, who was seen drinking heavily at the Phi Sigma Kappa house, was found dead. Since Reinhardt's death, Jason's mother has been working to raise awareness.
I did a lot of talking to the boys that lived at that fraternity house and talked to them about alcohol poisoning.
Buchanan even lobbied state legislators to change a state law in North Dakota that broke a tradition for many people turning 21.
Now when you turn 21, you cannot go to any liquor establishment until 8 a.m. of your birthday. So that kind of keeps the kids out of the bars right at midnight.
Buchanan continues to speak to parents and children about the dangers of excessive drinking, hoping to prevent any further accidents similar to what happened to her Jason. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
Jason's mother often speaks with organizations about the dangers of alcohol poisoning. She wishes that someone would have spoken to her about the dangers before Jason's death. A Minnesota man is behind bars after being arrested last week for his 28th DWI. A criminal complaint says a New York Mills police officer spotted 64-year-old Danny Betcher leave the VFW and drive away. Betcher was later seen running a stop sign and swerving onto Highway 10. Police say Betcher was driving about 10 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. Betcher has been charged with DWI and refusing to submit to a breath test. The Cass County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help tracking down a woman wanted for parental kidnapping. They say Tricia Taylor is wanted for kidnapping and a probation violation. Court records show she served 2 years in jail for a parental kidnapping conviction in 2015. Those records also show Taylor lives in Isabel, South Dakota. According to the Cass County State's Attorney's Office, her probation officer filed a petition to revoke her probation on September 25th, claiming that Taylor had left the state of North Dakota and not returned the children involved. Those claims led to an arrest warrant being issued the next day. We're still working to get more information from authorities about where Taylor may be headed, so stick with Valley News Live for further updates. The Beltrami County Sheriff's Office and OSHA are investigating an accident at a home construction site. It happened at a home in Bemidji last week. Witnesses say 69-year-old Kemuel Bailey of Hines, Minnesota, was working on scaffolding, hanging sheetrock, when he fell to the floor and was hurt. Bailey was taken to the hospital by Bemidji ambulance. Congress